Hello, fellow Vlogalogians. I am Jocelyn from the Owl's Perch, and I'm the guest today, which kind of made me super excited. And I apologize about, being super dressed up, I guess, kind of, because I have an interview today. I was getting ready, and this is how I'm doing the video, so I'm sorry to everyone else because they're not as dressed up normally. Anyways, so the topic of this week is disconnect, and unlike Alex, I have quite a bit of experience with disconnect. Growing up, my parents didn't want me to have a cell phone. In fact, I didn't get a cell phone until I was in high school, just because it wasn't an important thing for me to have at the time. We had the house phone, and that was what I used if I talked to anyone most of the time until high school. And even then, when I got my cell phone, I didn't have a smartphone or any kind of phone that had internet access, and I wasn't supposed to text. That doesn't mean I didn't, and that didn't cause any trouble or anything, because there's a whole story behind that. In fact, it wasn't until this past Christmas that I even got a smartphone, which was exciting to me, because I was like, yes, I finally have a phone that will let me know I have emails, so that way if I'm keeping track of something, I know when I'm at school, which was handy. That plus on family vacations, it tends to be a big disconnect. Most of the day, I'm not anywhere near a computer. We're out, and we're at adventure parks, or we're out hiking, and that's kind of the way it is in my family. So I've always kind of had experiences with disconnect, and I'm perfectly fine with disconnect, with getting away from my laptop, from the internet for a while, and kind of enjoying not procrastinating on the internet, because that's what most of, I guess, what I do on the internet is. I'm scrolling through Tumblr and watching TV shows on Netflix and talking to friends, doing all sorts of things that you do on the internet. If anything, the internet tends to distract me. I try not to use it too much, but that doesn't go well because I end up on the internet for quite a while, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos, so that happens. I know Alex talked yesterday about wanting to being able to stay connected to the internet without being connected to the internet, in the sense of not looking at Twitter and news sites, and that's a problem for him. And actually, thanks to one of the guests a couple weeks back, Timothy Wheel, I was actually looking to limit my time on the internet and to keep myself from binge watching stuff, and I wasn't really putting aside time to do other things that I wanted to do. There actually is an app, at least for computers, that he showed me, which allows you to block out a week at a time, times when you don't want access to certain websites, and you can put it so it doesn't let you go on Twitter, and it doesn't let you get on Facebook, and it doesn't let you go on Netflix, and whatever websites you designate, and it will not allow you access to those websites. Alex could basically do what he wants. And so I did that for a week because I wanted to stop watching TV and try to get more stuff done and read more, because I like reading an actual physical book, unlike Alex, but that's also a different thing. That was something I was able to do for a week, and honestly, when I'm back in college and I am back taking my classes this fall, I'm going to be using that application that I have on my laptop for the semester, because it'll definitely help me to make sure that I'm keeping on top of my assignments, while at the same time allowing me to have free time where I'm like, well, why don't I spend the next hour or two reading a book or writing my book, as the case may be. So I kind of am all for the let's get out and go outside, because I know sometimes it's really hard to stop using the internet or just any kind of form of media and actually enjoy being outside, because most of the times but the internet, it's so amazing, I can do this and I can look at nature. It doesn't mean I have to go outside and get bitten by something. But I enjoy being outside, and I enjoy spending time with people, and I don't think I've never really had a problem where I'm sitting and I'm on the phone with someone, or I'm texting, or I'm doing something on my phone when I'm around other people. Otherwise, I know in high school I had problems with friends, because for basically all of high school I had no texting, and I would sit down and I'd talk to friends and we'd all be talking, and for a period, at least sometimes at the very beginning or sometimes maybe in the middle, you just see people pull out their phones all of a sudden and you'd see them texting, and I kind of be like, that's cool guys, I'm just gonna kind of keep talking to you, I guess, because I was talking to you before you pulled out your phone and now it's just out and it's awkward. I'm really for kind of disconnecting sometimes. I believe if you're out with someone, you should be out with them. Kevin mentioned people who take phone calls when you're with them. I know for me, the only time I want to take a phone call if I'm with someone is if it's my parents, and it's just as a quick, hi, I'm busy, can you text me? But otherwise, I'll look to see who's calling me, and I'll probably just lock my phone and let it go to voicemail. I think it all depends on the circumstance, but I definitely believe that there should be time set aside to keep away from the internet. Like, it was weird for me when it first started, when I would go and I would see like 7-year-olds that had their own cell phone, or 10-year-olds that had their own cell phone, and I was like, what? Who are they even talking to? Why do they need a cell phone? It boggled my mind that there were 10-year-olds with cell phones. I think that might be part of something to consider too, at what age you should be connecting, and what circumstances dictate that you probably should be disconnected. Though I think, you know, everyone should at least have some times where they disconnect. But that's just my opinion on it. I look forward to seeing what everyone else has to say. Bye, guys.